you, Naruto.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live final round coverage of the 115th U.S. Open Championship. It is known as one of the toughest golf courses in the world, and today we're here in western Pennsylvania at Oakmont Country Club. Originally opened in 1903 and designed by Henry Fones, it features over 200 bunkers and slick, undulating greens. It asks a lot of a player in every aspect of the game. It is a fitting venue for the U.S. Open Championship, the final round. We're ready to go. Off to the first hole. Frank, this is where you find out if you are a gamer with a capital G. First tee, final round, you're in the lead. Can you hold it?
And this is also where you find out if your best stuff is good enough.
Excellent opening tee shot. That ball right in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's...
All right, Eagle. That was close though.
Right there.
That was close though.
It looks so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Birdie putt coming up. The par on this hole yesterday.
Great start.
Frank, you well know the U.S. Open is a thinking man's game, and this is a good example here, this short par 4 second hole.
It certainly is, Rich. It's not about length. It's not even about accuracy. It's about trying to pick the right shot, and the right shot is somehow finding that fairway between the left as it creeps in and the 6 bunkers on the right. That was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Frank, what about this approach shot here at the second?
It's the severity of the green, Rich. Long here, and there's a chance that you hit your bunker shot or your chip clean off the front. A lot of times, too, the ball will spin back off the front, so you can't even hit the second shot too hard where it might spin too much. The shot literally has to be inch perfect there. Everything from the back of this green goes towards the front and runs off that false front.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
How about this? Birdies at 1 and 2. We could be in for something pretty special today. Third hole is a par 4. Again, it's 428 yards, but Frank, we look out to the left and we can see there's nothing quite like the third at Oakmont.
Well, the church pews certainly might look beautiful from our point of view, but they really shrink the hole down, or the landing area, because not only the pews on the left side, but a bunch of bunkers on the right. You can see the tee shot plays a little downhill, but it funnels in so closely together that more often than not, we'll see players hit long irons off the tee here.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed.
We have already begun. Let's pick up with the action at hole number 4. A couple of red numbers already on the scorecard. Could not ask for a better start to this final round.
And in the thick of things, too. Playing well, swinging well, iron shots are good, plenty of opportunities out there. Just what you would give just to make a few more putts.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. That is just a beautiful shot. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but that is well on the cards.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. So a tester from 4 feet.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. And now the 5th hole, short but challenging par 4, 382 yards, and it obviously rewards precision off the tee, heavily bunkered along the way. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Frank, you've been there so many times. Is it fair to say that a U.S. Open is as much a psychological test as it is a physical test?
I think that's a great way to put it, Rich. It really is. People know that you're not going to get instant gratification at a U.S. Open. You're going to sort of get hit more than you'd like, especially come the end of the week. But also in the back of your mind, you realize that's the way you should be tested, maybe once a year. That's all. And that often determines the best player in the game.
As this putt for birdie. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, you played the U.S. Open and nearly won it back in 1994 at Oakmont, so you remember this par 3/6, the 194 yards. It's changed a bit since then. How?
It has. They've actually made the green a little bit bigger, and how they managed to do that, they took away a bunker that used to be behind the green, a little on the left side. It's not really made the hole any easier, but it still suits like a little bit of a cut And there's something that starts on those left bunkers and works its way back towards the middle of the green. The reason why that's a better shot is because the slope of the green goes in the opposite direction. So it's one way to keep the ball straighter.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Settles in over the putt. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. Frank, the 7th here at Oakmont at 434 yards looks like your prototypical U.S. Open hole in that it requires some accuracy off the tee.
It does, and the bunkers are exactly where you would like to hit it, that sort of awkward distance. So if you want to challenge this hole off the tee, you're going to bring the 5 bunkers into play, the 2 on the left and the 3 on the right.
It is always easier to play it from the short grass, and that is where he has been all day, just laser-like off the tee. Hasn't missed a fairway. Getting set for another approach, our featured golfer really looks dialed in at this point.
Yeah, right now this is a great feeling to have as a golfer. Your swing's good, the timing, it's almost like it's just completely natural. You don't have to think. The swing is exactly where you want it to be. So really you're just looking at the flag in front of you.
That is impressive. Hit every single green in regulation today. Well done. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Well, that hurts.
It's no snack, though.
Frank, amazing how this hole has gotten away.
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. Happened to everybody that's played this game.
He's putting for bogey now.
Rich, I don't think that bogey's going to make any difference.
Frank, the par 3 8th, it will take a player's very best strike.
Yeah, it's not often you see the odd driver come out of the bag, but when a hole can be stretched out to close to 300 yards, then everybody in the field needs some heavy artillery. It's a big, long par 3. Green does feed a little bit to the left, but at that distance, no hole is easy.
Had the club face open just a bit at impact, and that one moves considerably to the right of the flagstick. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. and getting ready for the putt. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
And now to the ninth, and in case a player has forgotten somehow that he's at a U.S. Open, the ninth will remind him very quickly that this is the national championship. This is demanding. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frankie's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
Tough approach shot here at the ninth.
Let's keep it going. Keep doing it. There we will.
That's well played. And now a good look at birdie.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back nine. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good-looking shot right here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Mark a birdie on the card. Par 4 11th is 379 yards as we continue. Backside here at the U.S. Open at Oakmont. Frank, what's the strategy off the tee here?
You're hitting something that goes about 240, 250 yards maximum, hopefully keeping it out of that right rough. And the reason why that right rough is certainly to be avoided is that big gaping bunker at the front of the screen. Green's perched up a little bit, so this is another one where if you can hit an iron or a utility club off the tee, you must find the fairway.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, what about this approach shot here at the 11th?
Not all short second shots are equal, and this is a great example here at 11 where you have to be a little defensive. Another green that runs away from the player. So if you get a trifle aggressive here, chances are you're going to be chipping back. So just be a little careful.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That will be a great look at birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Never a doubt looking to make a statement today. Well, Frank, the par 5 12th here at Oakmont, it's a lot of golf hole at 667 yards.
It's the hardest par 5 I've ever seen or played that doesn't have... Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power? The ball just took off the face. That's a ginormous tee shot.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad. All right, Frank, just on the fringe, you might be thinking about making this.
He's a better chipper than you, Rich.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Pretty good stroke right there, just to hit it through the break.
It's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Wow, I thought he made that.
Oh, that even caught me by surprise, Rich. I thought par was in the bag.
This now for bogey. Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par.
In this situation, Rich, a bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
From a long par 5 to a relatively short par 3. We're at the 13th at Oakmont, 183 yards. Frank?
Another hole because of the shape of this green that you're almost breaking down into 3 sections. That front little circle you can see, the bit in the middle or the bit at the back. You're trying to play to one of those 3 sections. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Just 5 feet left. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching 2 tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Well, the reason Oakmont has hosted so many U.S. Opens, Frank, as you well know, is it has a really good blend of holes, and now we come to a short par 4 at 358 yards, the 14th.
You can see the predicament in front of you, bunkers left and right, but really the bonus here is if you can get the ball on the fairway with just something like a long on off the tee, this is one of your best scoring opportunities at Oakmont.
That's in the fairway. Now the approach shot coming up to the 14th. can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Something about this hole, it has not been kind. Bogey yesterday and staring at another one today. Bit unfortunate, loses a shot here with that bogey. Well, this is a good U.S. Open par 4 at 499 yards. The 15th is one of the better holes in the course, Frank.
It is. The shape of the tee shot you think would suit a cut, but because the fairway slopes quite severely to the right, really it needs a draw just to work its way against that slope and somehow keep it on the straight and narrow.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, you were a big part of the 1994 U.S. Open. I know how much that stung. You were really close right down the stretch with Lauren Roberts and Colin Montgomery and ultimately the champion Ernie Els. That U.S. Open's remembered for the farewell from maybe the most popular player in the history of the sport, Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, Arnold Palmer went back to his roots. You know, he grew up, we know the story of his father was a teaching professional, Deacon Palmer. Gave him one of the greatest grips in the game. And if you get a chance to talk to Arnold Palmer, he'll give you the best 5-minute lesson on a golf grip you'll ever hear. So it was suiting really for a great champion like that to finish in his backyard or the nearest thing, which was Oakmont. And that was in 1994. And he didn't make the cut after 36 holes. But he received the ovation that any champion would dine out on as he walked up that 18th hole on Friday. And then went into the media center and did what only Arnold Palmer could do. He told the truth about his life, what the game meant to him and everybody that had followed him, what they also meant to him, as well as the people in the media center. And there wasn't a dry eye between Arnold Palmer and the media that adorned that day. The king was in his court.
Bittersweet for Arnold Palmer to have said goodbye in Western Pennsylvania. He grew up in nearby Latrobe. He so desperately wanted to win a U.S. Open at Oakmont, and he came close and didn't putt very well, and a young guy with the massive thighs and that distinctive brush cut by the name of Jack Nicklaus took one in 1962 in a playoff, and then finally he says, so long, goodbye, his final U.S. Open. And this is unusual. The press very rarely will clap for someone after they've done the press conference. When Arnold finished in 1994, and he was in tears, the press rose and gave him a standing ovation. He's known as the king, but I always like to say I think he's the best friend the game has ever had. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. This putt for par. Continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field. We're coming down to the wire here at the U.S. Open Championship at fabled Oakmont, and the tension's starting to build. And Frank, this is decision time at this very short 313-yard par 4.
And normally in a U.S. Open, Rich, you'd think the prudent play would be lay it up, but I kind of like driver here today. I think the worst you're going to do is just miss the green or hit it one of those pop bunkers. You perhaps could drive it on the green, be putting for either, but even out of one of those bunkers, you've got to think you're even money to get it up and down. I like driver here. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That is classy.
Well, a chance of going in.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. This can be a cruel game at times. Just a little tap in here. Good roll, solid, that's a par. Frank, you know this as well as anyone, having competed in and contended in U.S. Open championships. An 18th hole at a U.S. Open is supposed to be tough. A par is supposed to be hard won. This has all the elements of a great finishing hole, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if you could use the word fair, but you would say it's a just finishing hole, or it's right, because it extracts the best you'd ever want to see out of a champion. Someone that can basically stand on that tee, gather their thoughts together, thump something down the fairway, then come up with a second shot that's nearly as challenging as the tee shot, and then somehow two-putt. You do all that with the lead, you deserve to pick up the US Open trophy.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
It has come down to this, to win the U.S. Open.
That was a good try. Didn't quite get the break right.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Continuing to putt with confidence. Frankie's done it. One of the biggest prizes in the game.
The US Open has always been considered golf's toughest test. There's golf's toughest champion.
This is where so many of the legends, from Hogan to Nicklaus to Miller to Els, made their imprint. And don't forget about Angel Cabrera, the last time the US Open was played here. The 18th hole, the clubhouse straight ahead. What a view, and what a moment in the championship.
Emmanuel Renard wins 2018 U.S. Open Championship. Emmanuel Renard won the U.S. Open Championship on Sunday for his 14th major title and 4th U.S. Open Championship title of his career. Renard closed with a final round 4 under 66. My goal for this week was to stay out of trouble and take advantage of scoring opportunities by making putts, said Renard. I knew if I can do that well, I'd be in position to win this thing at the end. And I did. Thank you for the Professional Golf Association major. Oh, this is my song right here. I love this beat. I love this instrumental. I love this song. Yep. Ah, this is my song right here. Alright. We just gonna let this play out. But alright. We just gonna let this go and let it. MC Naruto, over and out.